What if I told you there's a card sitting in thousands of Aussie wallets right now that lets you ride trains, trams, buses, and ferries all day long for $2.50? Not $2.50 a trip, $2.50 for the whole day. And that's just one of 5 cards I'm going to show you today. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which ones to grab and how some retirees are traveling around this country for next to nothing. Let's get into it. Here's something most people don't realize. Once you hit a certain age in Australia, the cost of getting around can drop dramatically, sometimes all the way down to free. But here's the catch. Hardly anyone uses all the cards they're entitled to. They might have one, maybe 2, but they're leaving the others sitting on the table unclaimed year after year. I've seen retirees pay full fare for trips they could have taken for nothing. I've seen people skip a holiday interstate because they thought it'd cost a fortune in transport when there was a card that would have covered most of it. So today, we're fixing that. I'm going to walk you through 5 cards, 5I, that can slash your travel costs to almost zero. We'll go from the one nearly every senior should have right through to a little known trick that gives you 2 whole weeks of free travel when you're holidaying interstate. And stick around to the end because that last one, most people have never even heard of it, and it could save you a small fortune on your next trip. Right, let's start with the big one. Card number 1 is the foundation, the one nearly every retiree should have in their wallet, and that's your state seniors card. Now, here's the beautiful thing about it. It's completely free to apply for. There's no cost, no catch. Every state and territory in Australia issues one, and generally you can apply once you're around 60, though it does vary a touch. In Western Australia, for instance, it's 65. And usually you need to be retired or working only limited hours to qualify. So what does it actually get you? Well, this is where it gets good because the transport savings are enormous, and they differ from state to state. Let's take a quick tour around the country. In Western Australia, your seniors card gets you completely free travel on transport services across a big chunk of the day, mid-morning through to mid-afternoon, then again in the evening and overnight on weekdays, plus all weekend and on public holidays. Outside those hours, you still pay a concession rate. That's a huge slice of free travel. Down in Victoria, the seniors card gives you a seniors MyKey I that's 50% off fares on trains, trams, and buses, including the V/Line regional services. But here's the kicker. You also get free weekend travel anywhere across the entire state. Anywhere. And during the Seniors Festival in October, you get several days of completely free travel as well. Head over to South Australia and it's even more generous. The seniors card there lets you travel all day, every day for free on Adelaide's trains, trams, and buses every single day. Up in Brisbane, the City Council offers free off-peak travel for seniors on its bus network. And down in Hobart, seniors card holders, and in fact anyone over 70 get a flat concessional fare of under $2 a trip. So you can see the pattern here. One free card and suddenly getting around your home state costs you a fraction of what everyone else is paying. And in some states, nothing at all during off-peak hours. But what if you live in Sydney or you're heading there for a visit? Well, that brings us to card number 2, and this is the one I teased at the very start. Card number 2 is the Gold Senior / Pensioner Opal Card. And honestly, this one's a bit of a legend. If you've got a seniors card, you can apply for a Gold Opal Card in New South Wales. And here's what makes it special. It caps your travel at no more than $2.50 for the entire day. That's trains, that's buses, that's light rail, that's the ferries across Sydney, the Blue Mountains, the Central Coast, the Hunter, the Illawarra, the whole Opal network. Think about that for a second. You could catch a train into the city, jump on a ferry across the harbor, take a bus to lunch, and ride home again. And the absolute most you'd pay for that whole day of adventuring is $2.50. Now, here's a bit nobody tells you. You don't even have to live in New South Wales to get one. If you're visiting from interstate and you hold a valid seniors card from your home state, you can apply for a Gold Opal Card too. You just need to fill in the interstate application and send it off a few weeks before you travel. So if you're planning a trip to Sydney, sort this out before you go. because turning up without it means paying full fare when you could be exploring one of the most beautiful harbor cities in the world for the price of a coffee. That's 2 cards down, but these first 2 are mostly about the people who get the seniors card. What about those on a pension? That's where card number 3 comes in, and it unlocks something extra. Card number 3 is the pensioner concession card. If you're receiving the age pension, you've almost certainly got one of these, and it does more than you might think. On top of the everyday transport concessions, this card can unlock some real gems, especially for regional travel. In New South Wales, for example, pensioner concession card holders can get all-day travel on regional train link services and regional buses for just $2.50 using what's called the Country Pensioner Excursion Ticket. And there's more. There are pensioner travel vouchers as well, which can cover discounted or even free long-distance journeys. So if you've been dreaming about visiting family in another town or seeing a part of your state you've never been to, this card can make that trip remarkably cheap. The key thing here is to actually ask. So many of these regional concessions go unused simply because people don't know to request them. When you're booking, mention your pensioner concession card every single time. It costs you nothing to ask, and it could turn an expensive trip into a bargain. Now, those first 3 cards are the well-known ones, but the next 2, these are the ones that separate the people who travel smart from everyone else. And card number 4 is one a lot of people qualify for without even realizing it. Card number 4 is the companion card. This one's designed for people who have a significant lifelong disability and who need a carer or a companion with them to take part in everyday activities, including travel. And here's why it matters so much. With a companion card, the person accompanying you doesn't have to pay. Think about what that means. On public transport, at attractions, on tours, at events, your companion travels or enters free of charge. So instead of paying for 2 tickets, you're only paying for 1. Over the course of a holiday, that can add up to hundreds of dollars saved. Now, not everyone will be eligible. There are specific criteria, and you apply through your state government. But here's my point. A lot of people who would qualify have simply never looked into it. If you or someone you love needs support to get out and about, it's absolutely worth checking. Because traveling should never be something you miss out on just because you need a hand. So that's 4 cards, but I saved the cleverest one for last, and this is the trick I promised you at the start. If you ever travel interstate, you need to hear this. Card number 5 isn't really a brand new card at all. It's a hidden power that the seniors card you already have unlocks the moment you cross a state border, and almost nobody uses it properly. Here's the secret. Every state and territory in Australia accepts an interstate seniors card for concession travel. So when you go on holiday to another state, you don't pay full fare. You just show your home state seniors card and claim the local concession. Most participating shops, cafes, and tourist attractions will honor it too. So your card keeps saving you money no matter where in the country you are. But here's the absolute jewel. If you travel to Adelaide from interstate, you can get something called a metro ticket, and it gives you 14 consecutive days of free off-peak travel around the city. 2 full weeks, free, just for being a seniors card holder from another state. Imagine that. A fortnight exploring Adelaide and the surrounds, hopping on and off trains, trams, and buses, and not paying a cent for your transport the entire time. That's the kind of thing that turns an ordinary holiday into an absolute steal, and most people have no idea it even exists. The lesson, wherever you go in Australia, take your seniors card with you, and always, always ask what concessions apply to interstate visitors, because the rules differ from state to state, and they do change. But the savings are sitting right there, waiting for anyone who knows to ask. So let's bring it all together. 5 cards that can shrink your travel costs to almost nothing. Card 1, your state seniors card, free to get, and your gateway to free or heavily discounted local transport. Card 2, the gold Opal Card in New South Wales, a whole day of travel for no more than $2.50. Card 3, the pensioner concession card, regional travel for a song, plus those handy travel vouchers if you remember to ask. Card 4, the companion card, free travel for the person supporting you if you're eligible. And card 5, the quiet superpower of your seniors card the moment you go interstate, including up to 2 weeks of free travel in Adelaide. Here's my one piece of advice to tie it all together. Sit down this week, work out which of these 5 you're entitled to, and apply for the ones you don't have yet. Most of them are free. It takes a little paperwork, and then the savings roll in for years, because the money you're not spending on transport, that's money you can put towards the actual holiday, the meals, the experiences, the memories. Retirement should be about getting out there and enjoying this beautiful country, not worrying about the cost of the fare. So grab your cards, plan your trip, and go and explore. If this was helpful, do me a favor and drop a comment below. Which of these 5 did you already have, and which one surprised you? I'd love to know. Give the video a like so another retiree can find it, and hit subscribe for more straight-talking tips on stretching your retirement dollar further. Until next time, happy travels and look after yourselves.